What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. I'm gonna start this one off with a little bit of a question. Does your Jeep or truck like to do this? Can you move the wheel like 6 inches and nothing happens? Yeah. So our steering here on the JKU is definitely less than adequate.
No shit, Sherlock.
And thanks to George at FSM for pointing this out to me. I think it's my drag link ball joint and my tie rod end ball joint. I just grabbed those two parts. I'll have links to both down below. They're both available on Amazon. I think the total came in to be like about $100. So about $100 we can replace the entire drag link and tie rod assembly. I think we'll have to reuse that clamp in the middle, but not a big deal. And then we'll have two new ball joints, one on each end of course, and that should take a lot of the slop out of the steering here, so things feel a little bit more safe behind the wheel. All right folks, we're up on the lift here at FSM. We're gonna tackle this front steering right now, place our tie rod end and our drag link up here. I think we'll be reusing this clamp in the middle. We'll just lube that up and maybe paint it a little. We have new components from Moog. Moog steering and suspension, the problem solver. We'll see. We'll see if it's the problem solver. What do you think? Looks like we can probably just gun this nut off. This end, we're probably gonna need to use, I think that's a 10 mil to hold this still. And then either a 19 or a 21. So this tie rod nut is a 22 millimeter. See if we can just gun it off. If not, we'll have to hold the ball joint still. Woo! Looks like it's our lucky day. I'm just gonna lightly thread this nut back on for the time being until we get the other side disconnected so that this doesn't drop out onto the floor. All right, so the drag link nut is a 21 mil, and then as I said, that's a 10 mil to hold the ball joint still. You can use box wrenches to pull it off.
I mean, I've never used a hammer this big on here, but...
Oh! Woo! That was quick! So here's our replacement tie rod end and drag link, both from Moog. Honestly, look to be very solid quality. Nice ball joint seals. They included new hardware as well as grease nipples. And yeah, so we're gonna switch over our clamp here because that's perfectly fine. Switch it over to our new components. We'll try to keep the same length here. We probably will have to readjust our drag link here to dial in the steering wheel, but we'll try to get it as close as possible. Also, by the way, these are both 19 millimeter. Now that we've got our drag link nut installed, we can take our little cotter pin, stick it through, and we'll grab some needle nose to bend this out. Now we'll take our grease nipple, grease it up just a little bit, and install this guy in the ball joint. It's the identical process over on the tie rod end, so I'm gonna go do that quickly, and then we'll get this thing on the ground, get the wheels back on, and see how much improved our steering is. Alrighty folks, pardon the light bar wind noise here, but after doing some pulleys and brakes, we're back on the road here along with our new drag link and tie rod end, and I am super pleased to say the steering is nice and tight now. I'll show you guys. Very responsive. Probably hard to see with the light on, so I'll show you a little bit better here. But I cannot shake the wheel back and forth like before, or else this thing will tip like crazy. I can move the wheel maybe an inch. I have an inch of play, opposed to about 6 inches of play originally, so this is a huge improvement over before. Extremely responsive. I'm super stoked with the outcome of replacing this front drag link and tie rod end. really impressed with the Moog budget-friendly replacement parts. They did a great job, fit perfectly, included all the hardware we needed, and yeah, I couldn't be happier, really. Even just about got our steering wheel centered, so definitely helps if you count the threads on your links. I counted about 20 threads on each side of my clamp, and that was perfect for me here on my 4-inch long arm lift kit from Rough Country. And of course, I'm still running the stock Pitman arm, stock drag link setup. All that stuff is all stock, and it's working fantastically, even on 37-inch tires. The steering is more responsive than ever before. I wish I replaced these components a lot sooner because the steering has been sloppy for ages. But that's gonna wrap up this video for tonight. I hope you guys found this helpful. I hope this helps you out reducing slop in your Jeep steering setup. If it does, please go leave a like down below. Subscribe for more Jeep content. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time on JD Cars.